Hey, what's up, everybody? Mike back again, once again, with my fellow compadre, AJ, and we are reviewing the Leprechaun 3. We did 1 and 2, now we're on 3. That's usually how that works. So, let's get into Leprechaun 3. So, it opens in Las Vegas. First and foremost, this movie takes place in 1990. No, it doesn't take place. Well, I don't know if it takes place in the time it was made, but it was made
More
in
than likely,
1995.
yeah. That's usually how movies work.
So it was made in 95. Opens up in Las Vegas. There's this guy that goes into a pawn shop carrying something in a big sack, and he looks like a fucking pirate. He's got a clipper or a clamper thing on his hand. He's got an eye patch. Does he have a peg leg, or does he have a cane, or what does he have?
I don't think he has a cane or a peg leg. I think he made pirate up.
No, he had an eye patch and he had the clipper in his hands. If you've seen this movie, comment down below. Tell AJ to get off the black tar heroin. So, let's see. So he walks in and he goes arg, and he has his pirate ship. No, I'm
He
kidding.
absolutely does not.
You don't tell me how this movie goes. Oh God, there goes my side cramping from laughing already. So, yeah, he goes in there. He's got a big bag with the leprechaun in it, and he's in statue form, and he has a medallion on him. So the guy gives it to Rick Harrison from Pawn Stars, and he's like, "Hey, do not touch the medallion on this leprosy Chan." What's the first thing he does?
Takes the medallion off. Yeah.
Well, no. First thing is he gives him $20 for the fucking thing. Can you believe that? Then he takes the medallion off. He touches it, pokes it, then takes it off. And he goes back to looking at it, and he's like, "This is fake." And so Leprechaun comes back to life because, of course, he's never going to die, ever, in any of these movies. He just won't be laid to rest. So, let's see here. Leprechaun comes back and puts his pot of gold on the counter. And the guy is obviously like anyone, "Ooh, a pot of gold, la-di-da-di-da." And he's like, "You shouldn't steal me gold." He jumps, bites the guy's ear, and he's like, "I always liked Indian food," because it's an Indian dude that's running it. And,
Oh my God. The pure joy and excitement on the leprechaun's face when he realizes the Indian guy's toe is right next to his face is hilarious. Like,
That's
oh, fuck yeah.
So yeah, he bites off the guy's toe, and let's see here. He goes to bash his head in, and the guy holds up the medallion, and the leprechaun runs off. And of course, because these movies can't get any other kind of fucking start to the movie, one of his shillings drops as he's running. In every one of these movies, it's 1 shilling. And the first one, Captain Dumbshit had the gold coin that was 1. Then in the second movie, I don't remember much of the second movie. What happens in the second movie? We just reviewed it not too long ago. That started with 1 gold coin too, didn't it?
The kid fucking has it, and he gets hit with the go-kart and all shit, and he goes right through him. And
Right. So yeah, it's 1 coin every time. And then here we go. Movie 3, you can't come up with a new...
I'm missing 1 shilling!
Yeah, exactly. You can't come up with a new base to the movie. Like
Like when you get down to there's 100 shillings, but when you get down to 95, don't you realize you're missing 1? But he's always 99. Oh, I'm missing a shilling.
Right. So that kind of rubbed me the wrong way already. But anyway, so we go to the Las Vegas Strip. There's a girl with a broken down buggy of a car.
I will say that all the females so far in this movies are lookers. We have Jennifer Aniston in the first one.
Jennifer.
Yeah.
Jennifer Aniston.
That's how it's pronounced. Look it up on fucking Wikipedia.
Right, of course.
Second one, good. Third one, she's a looker too.
Look it up on DuckDuckGo. It's Jennifer. So, anyway, J-Lo Aniston.
If you can't tell, we have been drinking a bit.
Just a tiny bit. So, she's on the road trying to hitchhike. And then we have some guy who's...
A terrible actor.
Everyone in this movie acted horribly. No offense to anyone, but watching this was just kind of like, I felt like I was watching a drama play in high school. Just with not as much emotion, just with as bad of acting. But, so he is enamored by the nightlife in Vegas, and he looks at all the pretty lights and almost hits the broad. And, let's see here. So she jumps. She's supposed to be jumping out of the way, but it looks like she jumps towards the car where it's coming to this way. And then she's like, you almost hit us. And he's like, And then she's like, And then the movie's over. Good night. So, do you have anything to add to that? Because my next point is when...
Nope, my laptop shit out, so I don't have my notes.
Fair. I'm going to be trying to take the reins on this one. So, Big Papa, Big Mike is trying to rein this in, and it's not going to go well. So, have a few drinks yourself if you're of age. And this isn't medical advice. Don't sue me if you drink 50 beers. But, so they go to the pawn shop guy starts internet searching leprechauns because he's interested in it. It's this really cheesy, archaic-looking 8-bit graphic kind of thing, like showing different legends and myths and stuff.
Whoa, bro! Don't fucking use all these big-time words for old, like archaic. And...
let's make sure people can understand the big words, okay? All right. So man goes on computer, leprechauns. So, let's see here. Then the leprechaun goes and finds a safe and puts all his gold in the safe. And it becomes a fucking cat and mouse game between the leprechaun and the pawn, the Rick Harrison from Pawn Stars. It's back and forth. What's that noise? He's running, scurrying, blah, 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 blah.
It's not actually Rick Harrison. It's an Indian dude from India.
I wish it was Rick Harrison. That would be... Are you a leprechaun? I'm Rick Harrison. This is my pawn shop. You need to get out. So, yeah, that scene goes on way too long, and I already don't want to watch the movie at this point. Not that it's a bad movie. It's just... It's
a bad movie, but I still love it.
It's like if you have sex and get an STD. It feels good, but while you're doing it, you're like, I shouldn't be doing this.
Well, that sounds like something from experience.
Thank God not. So, let's see here. Yeah, I should knock on wood. I don't want any STDs. So, the leprechaun ends up having a statue shoot an arrow at the pawn shop owner, and the guy drops the medallion. He tries to shoot the leprechaun. He's got a good old 6-shooter on him, and
it's high noon.
Of course,
not
yeah,
really.
naturally.
It's in the middle of the night.
There's the. So he misses all his shots because in any movie ever, of course, they're gonna miss the shots. Nothing ever works out. Then the leprechaun comes up and sticks his finger in the gun and makes it backfire on the guy, and yeah. So the guy you would think should be dead at this point because this is the second interaction he's had with the leprechaun. Nope, not dead. He just grabs the medallion, scares him off again, so we get to deal with everyone still again. So we go to the casino in the next scene, and it's the guy and the girl from the beginning of the movie. The guy picked her up, hitchhike, yada, yada, yada.
She works at the casino. He's giving her a ride.
She works at the casino as a...
magician's assistant.
A chick with big tits that just puffs them out and shit, you know?
She wants to be a magician, but she has to be an assistant for now.
Yes. So, magician wants to... It cuts to the magician... And he wants to do a big flaming magic trick where he burns the person alive, but then they're magically good. Alakazizzle, cocksucker. So the casino owner comes in, and he's like, this is a dangerous trick. What in the fuck are you doing?
He's not British, so... he's more New York-ish.
So he's like, hey, motherfucker. Don't look at me. And you watching this, don't you look at me either. So, this guy is a typical, like, shady-looking casino owner. He comes in and goes, what the fuck? So then, we cut back to the kid of the movie. I can't remember what his name is. I didn't write it down in my notes until, like, the bottom. But he's just walking around the casino, and this scene goes on way too long. It's just him walking and looking at stuff, and walking and looking at stuff, and walking and walking and walking. So... Then finally it gets to something new. It shows him with an envelope from his parents for housing and such.
Tuition and
all that.
$23,000.
$23,000. So then the owner comes up and he's like, oi! He's like,
no.
Did we watch different movies?
I think so.
Did I get the wrong version of this movie? He's like, hey, little cocksucker, are you old enough to be in here, kid? And the kid shows him the check and he's like, yeah, I was just wanting to cash this check and use it in here. And the guy's like, oh, yeah, you are old enough to be in here. Come on in. So, obviously, the guy just wants his money, you know, and he's going to try and steal it because, you know, shady casino owner movie, 30 million movies like that. So, this dumb fucking kid He goes up to where you cash your chips in and get cash for chips. He puts all 23K into chips. And so before we can see, this kid ruin his whole life, we go back to the pawn shop, and the Leprechaun comes in, and the pawn shop owner's sitting there, and he's like, "You left the front door open. I guess you're ready to negotiate or wanting to talk to me," or whatever the fuck he says. And he's like, "For half your gold, I'll give you this medallion." And he's like, "Oh, some sort of stupid fucking rhyme. Oh, Lucky Charms and shit." So he fucking... Don't give me... Oh, God, I snorted. Oh, my God, what the fuck is happening?
Broke the damn chair, too. Heard a spring clang.
What the fuck is happening in this podcast? Okay, so, let's see here. So... he's like, "Okay, I'll put it away since we have a deal, yada yada." Then the Leprechaun uses his magic to get a fishing line from a fishing hook, or a fishing pole, and he hooks the medallion and slings it away, and he's like, "Oh, I got you now." He's like, "I lied, and now you'll die." So, I can't remember if it shows anything at that point aside from him going towards the guy, but then we go back to the dumb freaking idiot of a kid. He's at the roulette table. And at this point, he's already down to a couple $100 from his $23,000. He's already down to a couple hundred. I think
he's straight up broke.
Well, she said he's like, "I'm ruined," and she's like, "You got a few hundred left, kid."
Oh no, she says that's a nice wristwatch you got there.
That was the second part. I got it in the notes right here. So first he had a few chips left, then he screwed up, then he got the watch, then it showed her pushing the button underneath. But you guys can't hear about that yet. We haven't talked about it yet. So let's see here.
Don't you fucking judge us.
So he's got a little bit left. He almost loses it all, and she's got this button underneath the table, the roulette table, that cheats and makes it, whatever.
I think it's supposed to be a magnet to draw the ball.
Right, to draw it to where it's not at the number you put, whatever. So then we go to the magician, the majestic, fantastical fucko in his show.
Fazio, who's a fucking putz.
I was proud of that.
No offense.
I was proud of that word, the name for him, the majestical, fantastical fucko. I thought that was very appropriate. But we go back to his show, and it's just dog shit. Then we go back to this movie just goes back and forth so much. We go back to the pawn shop where he's getting attacked. Then we go right back to the roulette table where he's completely broke now, and I'm getting whiplash at this point because it's just scene, and it's not developing a whole lot. So... she's like, "That's a nice watch you got there, kid. You're not totally broke. You can give that up." And he was like, "But it was my grandpa's watch. He gave it to me when I graduated and blah, blah, blah." And that part pissed me off so much because I know it's just a movie, but my grandpa just passed away recently, who was like a father figure to me and helped raise me. And one of the things I got when he died was his watch. And so it's like, I can't imagine something that important, like getting rid of it. And so like I was just like, fuck this kid in general. So, back to the guy getting fucking beaten again by the Leprechaun.
With his shillelagh.
And as I quote in my notes here, back, forth. I'm done taking notes on take it away. Fuck this. So, go ahead. Good luck.
Oh, well, I would, but once I said my laptop shit out on me.
Well, you can remember there was a Leprechaun. He was a little green guy.
Yeah, there was a Leprechaun. Shit happened,
All right, so thank you all for listening to the podcast. So, eventually the kid walks in and sees the guy's finally dead after this whole time.
And acts like nothing's weird. He's like, "Yeah, there's a dead guy in the pawn shop."
Oh, yeah. So he calls 911, takes the gold coin when the Leprechaun gets in there, and he's like, "Oh, I wish I was back at the casino on a winning streak." And poof, the coin lights up red. And just as the Leprechaun's about to swing and kill the kid, he vanishes back to the roulette table. And he's on a hot streak. And every time he puts the coin on top of his chips, it moves it to the spot it's going to be on. So...
and the fucking lady who's controlling the roulette table is the only person who notices this. And you're like, oh my God, he's a wizard.
And she's trying to keep her cool and doing... what a game runner is supposed to do, like, "Oh, lucky winner, look at you, blah 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 zinga," and all that shit. So let's see. So the owner comes down and he's like, "Why is this kid winning so much money?" And she's like, "I don't know." And he's like, "Well, you better figure it out. I'm gonna feed you the fishes," and all that shit. He doesn't say any of that, but it's paraphrased. It's in there. Just read into it a little. But he's like, basically, you're going to get fucked up if I don't get my money. So she tries to do the cheat magnetic thing at the bottom, and the thing falls off and breaks. And the kid wins again, and the owner's like, what the fuck? So let's see here. And every time this kid is at this fucking table, there's no one else betting. No one else playing with him. Because, like...
I mean, there's people there observing, but no
one's betting. Because I put in here 50 times. It wasn't 50 times. It was only like 4 or 5 times. But every time he bet, 4 or 5 times, she's like, no other bets, no other bets. Then the next point, no other bets, no other bets.
Well, maybe it's because he's betting high money or something.
Well, still, it's like 4 or 5 times. It's like, we get it. He's at the table betting. That's it. We don't need to keep hearing that over and over again. So... The owner comes in and does what any fucking shady owner is going to do. He's like, that's quite the winter streak you got there, Pilgrim.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Don't even fucking start.
No, that's historically accurate.
Yes, exactly. I was there when it happened. Tupac was too. So he's like, here, have a room on the house, kid. He gives him a key. And obviously, anyone with half a brain. I've seen this movie before but forgot this happened. But I knew it was going to happen. I knew the guy was just going to try and steal the money back from the kid or keep him there to win it back. So, if you're ever in Vegas and you win a lot of money, don't stay there for free. Don't stay at the fucking hotel in the casino where you just won a ton of money, especially if it's a grandiose amount. Leave the hotel and go way down the strip of Vegas and stay at a different hotel.
What, the lady said he had over $100,000, something like that?
I think it was about that. But if you have even 50 grand, leave that hotel. Don't trust the casino owners. Go to a different hotel, or better yet, cash out immediately and leave Vegas. Otherwise, you might end up in a back room.
Well, you got to cash out before you leave. I don't think those chips work in other.
That's what I said. Cash out and then leave, but cash out immediately. Don't do what this kid did. It's like, oh, free room. I'll cash out my chips tomorrow. Blah blah, all that shit. So then the girl comes up and she's like, "That's a lot of money. Trust me. You need to cash it out and leave immediately." And he's like, "I'm not gonna leave. It's a free room." So let's see here.
I guess the guy was like, go up to your room and rest for a little bit, and come back and sleep with the fishes.
Right, exactly. So then we have the next scene. The leprechaun is at a limousine with an Elvis impersonator coming out of the limousine. And he's wearing a slick jumpsuit. I love the Elvis jumpsuits. I'm a sucker for him. But the leprechaun's like, I like your clothes, blah, blah, blah. And he's like, I like them shoes.
Do those come in suede?
He's like, hey, listen, baby, I like them shoes. They come with the suede and all that shit. So they take a picture and pose together. And it's like, at this point in the movie, you feel like you're on a drug trip because they're fucking posing for a picture together. I don't know what to tell you.
You're both like, thank you very much.
And yeah, that's right. The leprechaun's like that. And he's like, hey, that's pretty good. Next time you do that, make sure you give some money. So let's see here. Elvis goes away. Then Leprechaun, I like my notes. Leprechaun meets magician, shits on his hand.
Well, he doesn't shit on it. He puts shit in it.
Well, basically shits on it if he's putting shit
But he
in
says it's from his shillelagh at 9 a.m. every morning. Does he shit in his shillelagh?
Fuck if I know. All I know is the magician ends up with a giant pile of green shit in his hand. Then the rest of the scenes, the leprechaun gambling, having a good time, yada yada. So I skip ahead a little bit on these notes, but it goes to the kid in the hotel room. He's taking a shower. The magician comes up to get the money back from the kid, or does he go for the coin?
He comes in for the money, but he can't find the money, so he steals the coin. Right.
So takes the coin and let's see here. So the kid comes out and he's like, "What are you doing, mom?" And the guy just fucking decks him in the gut, and he falls down like a little wimp. And the guy runs out and throws a little stupid fruity smoke bomb and alakazizzle, and he
like he's
runs
fucking
off.
Batman or something.
Right. Then the leprechaun comes out and he's like, "Where's me shilling? My one shilling that keeps happening in every fucking movie that I'm in. Get a different fucking plot." So, excuse me. So, he bites the kid, and the kid yeets him out the window.
Well, he stabs him in the forehead with a steak knife, and the blood gets on the bite in the arm.
That's right. So bites him, the blood gets in the arm, he throws him out the window, And, of course, what do you think's gonna happen when there's leprechaun blood mixed with human blood?
What everybody thinks will happen when a leprechaun bites you and his blood gets in your system, you have a craving for potatoes.
Naturally.
Duh.
Naturally.
Duh.
Naturally. So, let's see here. Magician and the chick put the gold coin on the table, and the magician's like, it's not magic. And she's like, trust me, it's magic. So he moves it to a spot, and it's not that spot. And he's like, oh, look, it doesn't work. And she's like, that don't make no sense. She's like, it works. So he just says she's a crazy, whatever, yada, yada. And
she looks like a crystal meth addict.
Especially when she makes her wish that she makes. She gets ugly when she wishes for what she wishes. But anyway, so the owner comes and takes the gold coin. Oh, I don't think I even mentioned this part. Some kids, or not kids. Yeah, some little kids come up to the owner and they're like, fuck you, give us money. No, some younger mafioso types, they come up and they're like,
oh, yeah.
You owe us money, Lebowski, and all that shit. So, he's like, I'll kill you if you don't give my money, yada, yada, yada. So that's why he's trying to get this kid's money back. Oh, by the way, the thing that I forgot half an hour ago to say that I notoriously forget, but I always put in the description and the title, but just to let you know, there's spoilers in this. Watch this first and then listen to this. Thank you.
Halfway through the episode.
I think that's a staple of this. When we start making a clothing line, we just need to put on a fucking t-shirt halfway through the episode later, spoiler warning. But let's see here. So,
have we, at this point, has the leprechaun gambled yet?
Yeah, I said that. He was gambling and all that shit. And
we forgot the one guy that, the one stupid guy from the duo of casino gangsters.
Right.
The leprechaun turned into a human jackpot.
That's right.
A human slot machine. He fucking pulls his arm down. He starts spitting out coins.
That was a little bit disturbing. But, so let's see here. So, right. The owner goes up to the chick who's got the gold coin now, and he's like, oh, what's this here? And she's like, that's my personal property. And he's like, well, I'm going to take this until you give my money, blah, blah, blah. And so they fight for a little bit, and he takes it. And then I can't remember what led to this conversation, but he's like,
well, she was like, something about who's calling who fat, and he's like, I can have any woman I want. Even that stupid bimbo Tammy. He's
right.
Like, yeah, I could have her. She's like, you wish. You're like, yeah, I wish. Well, he had the coin in his hand.
And lo and behold, all of a sudden, and Tammy's the chick that was the chick who got picked up at the beginning. That was the chick. Okay, at this point in the movie, the chick and the main guy seem to kind of have a connection going.
Well, yeah. Oh, surprise, surprise! Once he wins over $100,000, she's like, "Oh, fuck yeah!"
Exactly. Well, who can say where that came from? But she and her are sweet on each other, and then all of a sudden she's with this guy, and she's like, "Ooh, and
fucking do me." And
right?
That's not an exaggeration. She literally says, "I want you to take me."
Yeah, she's ready. She's ready and able. So
she's fucking lubed up and ready to go.
So, after he makes that wish, he takes her up to make out with her monkey and all that shit. And while he's in the room and he's starting to get ready to bang the chick, let's see here.
The fucking TV turns on.
Right, the leprechaun is behind the TV, all these commercials and shit, like whatever his name is, Mitch. Like, Mitch, if you're, whatever, if you had mesothelioma, you may be entitled to financial compensation. Or what, he had all these different lawyer ads and all this shit. And he's like, is that my name he's saying?
It's got to be a coincidence.
That's not his voice either.
Not even close now.
Yeah, I can have any chick I want. Tammy. Yeah, the leprechaun's fucking with them. And, let's see here. The chick, the roulette chick, she comes up and takes the coin while he's fucking the chick. Or getting ready to. And it breaks the spell as soon as the coin's taken. And Tammy's like, why am I up here? And he's like, you're up here to suck this dick. I'm paraphrasing. And so She's like, ew, you creep, get away from me. And she fucking knees him in the nuts. And he's like, you're done in this town. You'll never work here again, you fucking stupid tease and all this shit. So she runs away crying. And, let's see here.
A woman comes on the TV. Mitch.
Before that, no. Right. It cuts so back and forth in this fucking movie. So Leprechaun puts porn on the TV for the guy, and the chick's like, Mitch, you don't need her. Yeah.
Come work on these tits.
Exactly. So then it cuts to the main guy who's now becoming a freaking leprechaun. He orders potato he's in his room and he has a baked potato and he just starts eating it. And I was like, damn, I'm in the mood for potato after seeing this. It looks good. But then he goes and orders potato this, potato that, potato pancakes.
Potato 5-way, like it has French fries, a baked potato, mashed potatoes, potato latkes.
Which I've never had potato pancakes and those look good. So, goes back from the kid stuffing his face to the big tit broad on the TV. So she pulls her fucking giant tits out with her pepperoni nipples, which I'm a fan of pepperoni nipples. No hate on that. But he's like, oh, she's calling my name, Mitch. It's got to be a coincidence again. And she's blah, 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 blah. I lick my tits, all this shit. Then she starts reaching out of the TV, and he's like, oh, yeah. Fuck you. If anything comes out of a TV, I'm gone. What the fuck is wrong with you?
He's never seen The Ring.
Hey, you don't have to see The Ring if anything comes out of the TV. What the fuck?
To be fair, The Ring didn't come out till like 6 years after this movie, but still.
If something paranormal happens and comes out of the TV, I don't need to see anything, okay? And this guy,
let's see where this goes.
You know what? Once I leave, you can have people come out of the TV, you fucking lunatic. But let's see here. So the chick comes out and she starts, getting on this guy. She's fucking making out with him, all this shit, getting ready to fuck him.
Starting to take his belt off and all kinds of shit.
And then the leprechaun breaks the spell, and she turns out to just be this mangled robot.
A robot with
thing.
literal fake tits.
Literally just a head with fake skin, wires and metal stuff, fake tits, wires and metal stuff. So then he kills the guy because the robot fries him to death. And the guys who he owed money to come up to kill him and find him dead, and they're like, "Oh, baba da boopy." So they don't say that
exact words.
Yes, of course. So then the credits roll, and I leave the theater and want my money back. But so the two main characters run. That's all I put is characters run. So whatever that was, I don't know. I guess they ran away.
Sure.
Naturally. So the chick from the roulette's table wishes to be... The chick from the roulette table.
I believe it's pronounced roulette.
I believe it's pronounced go fuck yourself. So the chick from the solitaire table.
You guys ever seen Moulin Rouge? The famous musical TV movie?
So she's playing Sudoku. And fucking A. So she's like, I wish to be beautiful again. She's not British. They're not British.
Not even close. She sounds like white trash.
I want to be beautiful.
Not someone with a fucking hole in their throat who's been smoking their whole life.
She looks in the mirror and she's like, make me beautiful again, Jimbo.
And she's always chewing fucking gum, it seems like.
Naturally. So, oh God, dude, I'm laughing so hard. Let's see. So she comes out onto the floor strutting like she's hot shit now, and she looks like shit. Her haircut is stupid.
That's the only difference, is her hair is short.
Well, it looks like they tried to do a little something different with the makeup or something, but she's wearing clothes that make her tits look non-existent. She just looks ugly. She looked way better before she made that wish, so I think she was the worst off one of this whole movie, not the people who got killed. Oh, well. Wait a minute. Let me not speak too soon here. So, the magician... Wait, hold on. Yeah, the magician then gets the coin and wishes to be the best magician of all, blah, 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 blah. The leprechaun comes up to the chick, and he's like, some sort of rhyming, this and that, titties and ass and titties, ass and titties. And then He makes her tits and ass expand so...
And her lips.
And her lips. Makes it expand so much that she just explodes. So that's it. Bada
She
boom.
looks like fucking Honey Boo Boo's mom.
I have no comment.
Skitty with butter's all I gotta say.
Well, it was a good run while it lasted. Let's see here. Thought I heard something.
That would be Jake.
So, Jake is a dog, by the way. So let's see here. Ass and titties explode. The main stars of the movie go to the pawn shop to look up stuff about the Leprechaun. He tells her to leave because it can be dangerous. She says no. Gets up to the... A lot of stuff happens in between this. I don't care. They get to the gold of the Leprechaun. Okay, it's just a bunch of horseshit in between. And bad acting. They get to the Leprechaun's gold, and he starts fully Irishing out. And she's like, we gotta burn it. He's like, don't touch a Leprechaun's gold. And, fucking licks her eyeballs and shit.
At some point, he stabbed somebody's eyeball out of their head. I just don't remember who it is.
Leprechaun does, yes. Does he stab it out or take it out with his hands?
He takes his shillelagh and he fucking just jams it in some guy's skull. And it takes the eye out.
I don't remember which one he did that to,
and
but he did do that.
Just stares at it and fucking giggles like a schoolgirl.
So let's see here.
I think it was not the dumb guy, but the other one of the duo.
Yes, the
gangster duo.
The money owed to, yeah. So back to this point, this guy has fully turned into a leprechaun. Oh, pretty much. I mean, he looks like it. He's, powerful and all that shit. Even though he doesn't really have gold, how does he have the power of a leprechaun?
He doesn't.
Does he not?
No.
He made that one thing happen. What did he do? He made her... He did something with his leprechaun force bullshit. He made her come unstrapped or something, because the leprechaun had her strapped down. Yes.
I think it's because they had the one shilling.
Okay, yeah, so he's got a little bit of power. Okay. So he's got a tiny bit of power, and we get to the fight of the century, or so it should have been. Him and the leprechaun are getting ready to duke it out. The leprechaun makes flames separate them, and you're thinking, oh, this could be a cool fucking fight scene, because he's got some power, the leprechaun's got power. Let's see what happens. Nothing happens. I am so pissed at this point in the movie, because it's a total waste of time. All that happens is he uses his little force powers to get her out of the straps. The leprechaun makes some fire happen. Then they stand there for a second. And then the chick gets the medallion, makes the leprechaun scurry away and flip him off.
Yeah, it was literally like 10 seconds of the leprechaun slowly rolling away on his stroller, flipping him off.
It was such a waste of a scene. It was such a disappointment. Lame. Shit. Oh. Actually, I did skip a part. Excuse me. So my notes were written a little weird on this. The main guy gets put in the hospital because of turning into a full-blown leprechaun, and the doctor, they're getting ready to give surgery on him, and he's like, this may be the difference between life and death. Do you have health insurance? And, hardy har, but fuck the American healthcare system. They're just pieces of shit. That's how it really goes in real life. If you don't have your money, you just die. People with diabetes, they can't afford insulin. Guess what? They die. That part, it made me go on a little bit of a rant on this, so there you go. But,
oh, yeah, and of course, they're like, oh, this guy don't need health insurance. They find his bag of money and shit. Oh, I think we need to run some more tests on him.
Oh,
a couple more EKGs. And
so then the leprechaun goes down to the morgue, kills the dude in there, calls the chick down. She goes in there, sees the guy stabbed to death. Then he straps her down. Then Obi-Wan could dick fuck. He comes in and he gets the straps off her with the Force. And then we have that awful, shit, lame fight scene. That's not even really a fight. And then we go back to Magician Dinklefuck. He's doing his magic. The leprechaun ends up coming out of the box. He's like, give him my shilling. The guy's like, go fuck yourself. And so the leprechaun poofs him into one of those saw boxes where you saw the people in half. And literally saws him in half. And before he does that, he's like, I wish I was at Caesar's palace. And Leprechaun's like, you only got your one wish. That's it. So you get one wish. I don't know if it's one wish per coin.
It is, yeah.
Okay. So he gets sawed in half.
He's like, now it's my turn for my wish.
And the audience is loving it, dude, because they think it's just part of the show. So they're like, yeah. And the guy's like, I'm literally dying. So then blood starts spewing out, and they're like, oh, wait a minute. So then...
Something's not right about this here.
Nobody's British in this movie. So, anyway, he's like, oi! He pulls the fucking table apart, and he's got fish and chips and guts hanging out everywhere. So, let's see here. I don't have many notes after this. The guy drops the coin when he dies. It's pretty shit acting all around. I made sure to put that in the notes. Everyone's acting is pretty shit, especially the people in the audience pretending to care about this show and cheer for it. And
the main guy, mainly, though, he's a terrible actor.
Everyone's just
never
bad.
seen him in anything else.
Make your money, do you. I'm glad you got to, have your 5 minutes of fame, but everyone in that movie was just a really bad actor and actress. Okay, that's just my opinion. Doesn't make it true. If you don't agree with it, that's all right, but I was not enjoying it.
Warwick Davis, he knows it's a cheesy movie. He's been in 2 others.
Fair.
For what it is, he does pretty good.
But everyone else. So then we have a Darth Vader come over to the dark side speech from the Leprechaun saying, come on, Mitch, come to the green side. You'll be powerful and I'll give you my gold. And he's like, I know you. You're not going to share your gold with me. And then they all died at the end. So let's go. Let's go get drunk. So,
yeah, they burn the pot of gold with a flamethrower.
Leprechaun pulls his gold out, and he's like, oh, look at this. It's enticing, huh? So then Mitch burns the gold, or does she burn it?
It's not Mitch, but yeah.
Scott, right. That's his name.
Yeah.
Because I said I had it wrote at the end here out of all my notes. So, right, Mitch is the guy who died. Mitch is in a ditch. He's dead.
He's the manager of the hotel or whatever. Who
Scott,
tried getting his dick wet.
40 minutes later, the main character's name is revealed, and the episode's getting ready to end. So Scott burns the gold. And it should have killed the Leprechaun, right? Because the gold burns and disappears, and the Leprechaun catches on fire and turns into a skeleton. But you'd be wrong, because there's 700 other movies. So,
which doesn't make sense, because the gold disappears, it doesn't actually melt. But all of a sudden, the Leprechaun is a flaming ball of fire flying through the sky.
So yeah, there's like 50,000 other movies.
The next one is in space.
Yeah, great, fucking wonderful. I've never seen that one. As per the quotes of my notes, he's back to normal, Scott. He's not a leprechaun anymore.
After the leprechaun burns to death. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Happy ever after, the end, blah, blah, blah.
They make out and fucking knock boots. And,
oh, absolutely. Right in front of everyone. That's the after credit scene. So, would you like to rate this first, or would you like me to rate this first?
I guess I can go first this time. This used to be my favorite Leprechaun movie. And I rated the first 2 both 8s. And my rating doesn't necessarily reflect my feelings on the movies. But I think this time it did. I think out of the 2, this is actually... Or out of the 3 that we've watched, this is actually my least favorite. And it used to be my favorite.
I'll be damned. And
I give the first 2 8 out of 10. So I'm going to give this one a 7.
Okay. Respectable. Well, this one, it's the same story with all these Leprechaun movies. Going back watching them,
I just like the setting in Vegas. I always thought the Leprechaun in Vegas would be awesome.
Right. There are certain parts of it that I like, but I used to like these movies a lot more. And going back and watching them all, I was like expecting something better, and I was like, oh, this kind of sucks now. This one was a little bit better than the second one, but not better enough to give it a different rating. So I gave it the same as the second one, 3 out of 5 stars, or 6 out of 10. I probably would not watch this again for a couple years. The first one I think was like a 5 or 5.5 out of 10.
You rated 2 and 3 more than the first one?
Believe I did.
Wow.
Have to double check and make sure we can post the...
Just for Jennifer Aniston being in the first one, I give it a 5. Her first movie.
Well, she's the reason I didn't give it like a 3, so...
Well, No, you gave it a 5.5.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Because
it was like a 5.5
I remember saying, well, that's better than average. So.
Right, so 5.5 out of 10 for the first one, 6 out of 10 for the second, 6 out of 10 for the third. What will I give the fourth? I guess you'll have to find out in the next episode.
Strap in, folks. It's going to get bad from now on.
You get it? Strap in, because it's in space. Are you guys ready? We get to watch 70 more of these movies. This never ends.
Space and then The Hood twice, and then I've never seen the other two. So
There's Resurrection and Reincarnation and Crucifixion 3. It's going to be great. Are you ready to subject to this? Let's do a 4-hour podcast. Let's just watch all the movies. Let's do 4 hours of it.
Well, no, we got to do them all individually and then do watch them all again, then do it again.
And I will have to drink a lot of alcohol. So, God, I'm telling you right now, if the one in space starts with him losing 1 shilling again...
It's been I was a kid the last time I saw it, so I couldn't tell you, but I remember it being cheesily, obnoxiously bad.
I'm going to fucking write my congressman if he loses just 1 shilling again. God, I don't understand how it goes to space, and I don't really want to, but I guess we'll find out in a couple of weeks.
I want to say it's nothing to do with gold. I think it's about a woman again, I don't remember, though.
Oh, okay. It's like this second one where he tries to get the woman, and then...
I remember a woman being in it, and... yeah.
So that's all the time we have for today, folks. Leprechauns, and the movie, and thank you very much. So till next time, you got anything to tell the fans?
I do. I have to pee.
Fantastic. Make sure to like and subscribe if you would. Comment down below. Check out our other stuff. I am on TikTok, Mike's Karate Journey 77. If you want to check out my karate progression and such. We have a fan page on Twitter now that I made for us. An official account for the channel. I'll link that down below. I also have my own channel on here, Big Mike King 77. It's gaming and such. And
mostly and such.
So I think that's about all the plugging I've got to do. So take care, everybody, and bye.